Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of AKP Sports Talk. As always, I'm Ari here with Korea. Korea's a little bit down right now, but coming off ACL surgery. But we're back. It's officially Champ Week, as we've said. I think last week we said we have the ASUN tournament kicking off today, which will have some plays on both of us as well. But first off, Korea, how are you doing in your current state?
As you said, I'm doing the best I can. As you said, I did have ACL surgery Thursday, February 29th. So, obviously on Twitter, you haven't been seeing that many plays, obviously, just because obviously I've been, healing and through going through the whole surgery process and all of that. So, but I do thank you and everyone for all the the thank yous and the get wells and all of that. Obviously it's nice to hear. But I'm doing okay. Obviously, best time of the year. You just mentioned it. It's Champ Week. Obviously, this is what we've been waiting for pretty much all year now. We are finally pretty much at the pinnacle of March Madness, just the the March Madness before the real March Madness, as people like to call it, because Champ Week is always so much fun, and especially with this year, especially with how the NIT tournament is now working. All the teams that won the regular season do not automatically qualify for an NIT bid. So, there's going to be a lot of potential bid stealers for the March Madness tournament this year. And you said kicking off tonight with the ASUN tournament. And then throughout the week, we have some more as well with the Horizon and then some other quarterfinals and semifinals getting through the week. So, like I said, best time of the year to be tuning into March Madness in college basketball. This is what I've been waiting for, and I am glad that I just have to be on bed rest for the next couple weeks and just get to watch it all from the comfort of my bed. Uh, that's all I'm glad about. But yeah, this is the best time of the year. I've been waiting for it. Let's get right into my plays. First, we're gonna go into one of the first round matchups. Excuse me. For the ASUN tournament, I'm taking the FGCU Queens game. I'm just taking the over. I'm taking the over 154. I got it. I saw it at 152 yesterday. I took it at about 153 and a half, but I saw it to go up to 154, so I'll still take it there for that push potential. I do like this over here. Look, these two teams literally just played not even like a few weeks ago in this same circumstance. Not obviously the same one, but obviously it was at FGCU and Queens kept it close for a little bit, but FGCU's offense kind of went away with it, and I kind of feel like that's going to be a similar expectation of what it's going to be this week. For tonight, Queens obviously we like them at home, but the one caveat is that their defense is really Swiss cheese, and they allow 82 points a game, and this is going to be at FGCU. It's going to be rocking. This is a first round matchup. I kind of like FGCU obviously at home in the spot, but I just like this over. I think Queens offense is going to obviously try to do its best. Obviously, this is their potential final game of the season, and then for FGCU the same thing. But I feel like FGCU is probably going to win this game. I'm just taking the over here at 154. I think this is going to be a really high scoring game between FGCU and Queens. The last matchup we saw was a 90-81 matchup, so that over 154 was smashed. So we the total already opened at 152.5, so it's already been climbing. So potential money potentially that way. So I do like that over. So give me that over 154 and a half. Excuse me, 154 between FGCU and Queens tonight. I think this is going to be a really high scoring game. Once again, we saw this game a few weeks ago be high scoring, and this is a must-win game, obviously, for both teams. This is win or go home for FGCU and Queens. So I'm just going to take this over 154. I do like FGCU potentially on the spread. I just like FGCU to win this game as well, but I just like this over 154. And then we're going to go to the ACC here. We're going to go to Duke NC State, and we're going to take that under here. We're going to take in the under 149. That's minus 105. I got it at 150 for about minus 120, but I saw it go down to 149 about minus 105 right now on DraftKings. And look, I feel like this game's going to be really low scoring. And we always talk about how NC State, they kind of rely on their offense. We've seen it with DJ Horn and how talented this NC State team is, but Duke's defense. This is the caveat that I've been talking about. Duke's defense, especially on the road in the ACC, I feel like they can make this really a low scoring game. And Duke, they do have that offensive spark some games, it's going to be a real battle in the trenches to see, who's really going to prevail. And I think this is going to be one of those tests because obviously it's near the end of the season. I know they have a big game on Saturday, so this is a potential look ahead spot. We talk about look ahead spots, and this is a big one for Duke because obviously they host their in-state rivals UNC on Saturday, I believe, or I believe they host UNC on Saturday. And they're obviously the biggest game for them to end the season. So I kind of like this game to be just really low scoring. Duke's defense kind of being the key thing on the road. Especially kind of handling themselves. NC State, their defense does play a lot better at home. So I'm just going to take this under here at 149. I'm thinking it's going to be a low scoring game. I don't really have a favorite here. I would lean Duke, but I feel like that spread is getting a little dangerous here at 6.5. It was already at 5.5, but I feel like there's some potential for a Duke letdown spot. This is the look ahead spot because obviously they have a big game on Saturday, but they should take care of business. Against a shaky NC State team at home. So I do like Duke in the spot. But I will be very careful. I'm not taking Duke or NC State spread. I'm just taking this game to go under. I think it's gonna be a really low scoring game. So those are my two favorite plays today. As some people have noticed, I have been doing a little bit of a ladder challenge. Just to see how I'm doing. It's usually three first half for full game money line plays, just fully juiced. Come out to about even money to double your money, but I don't really see anything I would like today. There's not really too many juice lines or in terms of that there is, it's just, a little bit of a sketchy matchup. Especially the Duke game, obviously Duke being about 290 on the money line. I don't really like that. I don't know if Duke wins this game. I'm not too confident, so I'm not gonna push anything I don't like. So I'm just gonna come back tomorrow with another ladder play. So we're gonna take a break. Obviously we've been cooking on that, but we're gonna give ourselves the break here and just go with these two straight plays today. I like FGCU and Queens to go over 154, the highest scoring game in the first round of the ASUN tournament, and I like Duke and NC State to go under 149. Obviously a look ahead spot for Duke, obviously, because they have a big game on Saturday. And obviously NC State, I don't know if their offense is going to show up against a Duke defense that does know how to handle the 3-point. So, give me those two plays. Those are my favorites. Ari, I'll stop yapping. What have you chosen for today? Obviously, Champ Week has started. We've been talking about this. Did you pick anything in the ASUN tournament? What have you gone with today?
More than just one thing. I did a little money line parlay with the two short favorites. FGCU and Kennesaw State. Well, last I saw it was at plus 153. This morning it was at plus 170, but then Kennesaw went from -2.5 to -3. So the line was going in their favor in that one. I still like it. There was a little bit of confusion for me when I was looking up where these were, because originally I thought it was neutral court when I looked on the ASUN website, but then ESPN had it being at the home courts to the higher seed of the two higher seeds. So I think that's how it works if I'm not mistaken. So obviously we talk about, all season about how important home court is in college basketball. And now that's even more of a factor now that, like you said, it's win or go home in a conference tournament. So I'm just going with FGCU. Oh, I think I said FCGU. Wait, let me change.
I mean, just to clarify, you were right. So how the ASUN tournament works is all at the home court of the higher seeds. So Kennesaw State is hosting today against Jacksonville, and then FGCU is hosting against Queens, and then they go to either Stetson or Eastern Kentucky.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I mean, Kennesaw State, they swept the season series against Jacksonville 2-0. Florida Gulf Coast and Queens split the home and both home teams won in the regular season. But like you said, FGCU just beat Queens like I think it was 2 weeks ago, I want to say. Beat them at home, and now they're back at home. And now it's obviously the stakes are obviously higher being in the conference tournament. So I'm just rolling with the two home teams that are both short favorites. And then the other play I'm on, Nicholls State. This reminds me of the UMKC Oral Roberts game on Sunday, where clearly the worst team on the. It was like a weird spread where except Oral Roberts was the favorite in that game over the weekend on Sunday. It was like UMKC was the clear, just better team this season. Yet Oral Roberts was a favorite, but UMKC won, I think, by like 20 plus, despite being a short underdog. This is the same thing. Northwestern State's 9-20 this year. Nicholls State's the clear better team, but they're only a 1.5 point favorite, which is obviously a little weird. But at this point in the year, it's less with the lines for me and more about the better team. When we're in March and games become just a little bit more important. So I'm going with Nicholls State on the money line at -122 as a 1.5 point favorite. And then in the ASUN tournament, just parlaying the two short favorites at home. Right now it's +153 for that.
See, I'm glad you were looking at that as well because when I woke up this morning, I was like, I might as well just take the two home teams at home, and I was definitely thinking about, but I was like, well, it's the ASUN tournament, and things can get pretty wonky, and I know Queen's offense can definitely can catch up, but I was looking at that, but I took the over, so I do like FGCU and Kennesaw State to win. If so, I definitely agree with you on the money line parlay at +153. I think that is a good plus parlay for you. I like FGCU and Kennesaw State to win. As you said, Kennesaw State swept the season series against Jacksonville, and then FGCU, like you said, not even a couple weeks ago, just beat this Queens team at home in the same spot. So obviously, I like both of them at home. And then you mentioned Nicholls State. Obviously, you mentioned this is a similar spot to yesterday with Oral Roberts and UMKC, and obviously there was just because of how tough the record distribution is, and all of that, you just take the better team in the spot, and that's Nicholls State. So I like them. Obviously, you said it was a -1.5. Just take them on the money line at -122. I like them in that spot for you. Those are Ari's two picks. Going back to mine, just going with FGCU and Queens over, and then Duke NC State under 149. You can find all of these plays on our Twitter below, AKB Sports Talk. That is our Twitter down below. You can find all of these plays in our full card along with this video down there. Will be posted momentarily, but that's going to do it for this episode of AKP Sports Talk. That is Ari. I'm Korea. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be back momentarily soon, obviously, probably tomorrow, honestly, because what am I doing? I'm just gonna be watching college basketball all day. So we'll be back tomorrow, obviously, with some more plays. Obviously, as we get more into Champ Week, obviously, I believe the Horizon League kicks off tomorrow. We have the quarterfinals of the ASUN. So obviously, we'll have some number one seeds now. So now it'll be a little interesting now having some number one seeds potentially playing tomorrow. We also have I believe there's one more tomorrow if I'm not mistaken. We also have the Sun Belt starting tomorrow. That's going to be really fun. A really deep conference. So those are the big three. And then obviously we have some big games tomorrow as well. So we'll be back tomorrow with some more college basketball. Obviously getting closer and closer to baseball season with some MLB futures on the way. That's Ari. I'm Kareem. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.